I would like to present the last trainer, Kristina Urbonienė, and she's going to speak about another interesting topic, right? Which is called Never a Dull Moment, or How to Teach and Learn with Pleasure. Taip, tai Kristina, prašom, labai nekantraujam ir klausom jūsų.
Okay, so hello everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to be here and to share my experience of more than 20 years of teaching. So I will start sharing my screen now. So I will also share this one. Okay, so the title of my presentation, I hope you can see everything well. Ignas, is everything fine with my slides? I just want to double check.
Viskas gerai.
Okay, good, wonderful. So the title of my presentation is Never a Dull Moment. And this is what reflects me, in fact. I am the type of personality who always seeks some challenges, and I think that overcoming those challenges helped me to become stronger and achieve anything I have achieved so far. So, thank you again, Shviesa, Ignas, Macmillan, for inviting me. So I would like to start. For the very beginning, well, let's start by sharing some ideas and thoughts, and I hope that you will help me. Will you please go to www.mendy.com, join a presentation, and will you please enter the code, which is 273318. So the code will appear on the slide as well. So I will go straight to that slide, and I hope that you will join. I will wait. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so I will be waiting for your answers, for your responses. So once again, the code is 273318. And I would like you to respond somehow. Okay. Will you please also use emojis, those faces, reflecting your mood now? Okay. We can see some words, some signs, some emojis. Some of you are tired, unfortunately. I hope I will not make you bored and tired more than you are now. So I hope I will just ignite your passion. Okay, so different words, different emotions, curious, motivated, enthusiastic, and so on and so forth. Thank you for your answers. Yes, someone would like to have a cup of coffee or some soup or something else. So wonderful, wonderful. So now let's move on. And we have one more question. And the question is, what makes us happy? Could you please write down something that makes you happy? Wonderful. Thank you for your answers. Thank you so much. Good, great. Purpose. Food. Nice, so nice. Thank you for your responses. That's a good way to start. support and encouragement. All right, so thank you so much. Let's continue. So how to be happy and how to succeed at work. So there might be some factors, right? For example, good salary, why not? Pleasant colleagues, opportunity to grow professionally, do what you love to do, good relationship with students or positive classroom atmosphere, students' achievement, reward, self-expression, and many more factors could be added to this list, I suppose. So what do successful teachers do? Professor John Hattie thinks that a successful teacher establishes a student's expectations of their abilities, but then dispels those expectations by telling them they can do better. And what a student achieved yesterday should never be okay tomorrow. John Hattie, who is a researcher in education, in his interview in 2018, What Does It Mean to Be a Successful Teacher, said, what is pervasive, teachers too often deny their expertise, and they are nice people. They give credit to the kids work, the parents help, the resources are right, and we have to stop and stand up for our profession and say, hey, we have expertise, we change, we cause learning, and quite frankly, we are pretty good at it. So these are the words said by John Hattie. Well, what works best in education? So in a 2008 meta-study, Professor Hattie popularized the concept of visible learning. So that is when teachers see learning through the eyes of students and help them become their own teachers. So he compared effect size of many aspects that influence learning outcomes in schools, and he points out that in education, most things work. So the question is just which strategies and innovations or innovation work best, and where to concentrate efforts in order to improve student achievement. So John Hattie studied some areas that contribute to learning. So here are the areas: the student, the home, the school, the curricula, the teacher, teaching and learning approaches, the classroom, and he not only provided a list of those relative effects, but he also tells a story underlying the data. So he found that the key to making a difference is making teaching and learning visible. And he developed a way of ranking those various influences in various meta-analysis according to the effect size. So you can see the list here. And those influences that are related to learning outcomes, from the very positive, you can see the very positive ones, to some negative even ones, right? The red bars showing this. And Professor Hattie found that the average size of all interventions was 0.4, so-called hinge point. So now I would like to move on, and I have picked some factors influencing students' achievement, just for you to consider a little bit. So what impact do these factors have on students' achievement? So I would like you to think for some seconds maybe and circle L if it is low impact, medium, so circle M, and H if it is high impact. And here are 13 factors. So I tried to pick different ones, the ones that the sizes and impact is different. So differentiating learning styles, e-learning, then class size, homework, social skills programs, feedback, formative evaluation, and others. So will you please think for some seconds, and later on I will share with you the answers. All right, so I will move on. And here are the effect sizes. So you can see that students' self-reporting grades take 1.44, which is high impact. Then formative evaluation and teacher credibility, which is 0.9, also high. Teacher clarity, 0.75, also high impact. Peer teaching, 0.74. And we move on. Teacher and student relationship, which is so important, especially for me, that is of great importance, 0.72, which is high impact as well. Then social skills programs and after school programs, somewhere in the middle, 0.4, that is a hinge point, and that is medium impact. Now look at those numbers. Is this what you expected? So homework, class size, e-learning, and differentiating learning styles, they impact students' achievements, but not at that high rate or level. So that's only low one. So now I would like to share the barometers of influence, and you can see that the blue zone of desired effect, so it is something that has the effect size of more than 0.4. And then we have orange and yellow areas with typical effects of teachers and students that can be accomplished in a year of teaching, or what students could achieve without schooling, and the red zone, decreased achievement, or maybe some destructive ones. So the next thing I would like to talk about is mindsets in the classroom. So as well as relationship, homework, different programs, I suppose that attitude that our students have and that we have also plays a very important role in achieving something that we want to achieve. So in order to make learning teaching process more successful, positive, so we should have in mind that there are two different types of mindsets, and we have students with fixed mindset, we should admit, and they think that failure is the limit of their abilities, and they are either good at it or not, and the abilities are not changing, and when I am frustrated, I give up. Well, on the contrary, people with growth mindset, students as well as teachers, they think that failure is an opportunity to grow, and they think that challenges help them grow. So I suppose that students should be focused on achievement, but not on grades only. So this is what I have noticed. And giving positive feedback also plays an important role in that process. So students should develop some resilience to mistakes and failures. So what are the differences? Students with a fixed mindset can say, I am not good at this, or this is too hard, or I'm afraid I will make a mistake. I give up. This is too easy. This is good enough. And I won't try because I might fail. I am not as good as my friend. While students with a growth mindset, or we should teach our students to change their ideas and opinions about themselves, I suppose. So they should say, I am not good at this yet, but I will learn. This will require effort and finding the right strategy. When I make a mistake, I will learn from it. I will succeed if I put effort and find some better strategy. How can I make this more challenging instead of saying this is too easy? This is good enough? Is it my best work? Can I improve? If I fail, I can try again until I succeed. And instead of comparing yourself with your friend, you can say, I am in charge of how smart I am, because I can grow my brain by learning hard things. So how can teachers help students grow their brain and change their attitude? We should praise our students for effort, for strategies, for progress, for hard work, for persistence, for rising to a challenge, for learning from mistakes, but not for talent, not for being smart, not for born gifted, not for fixed abilities, not for not making mistakes. And we should practice and convince our students of the power of saying yet. So we should say, you can't do it yet. You don't know it yet. But if you learn and practice, you will. So we can all help our students just to change their mindset. And instead of beating themselves up over a low mark, they will begin to understand that it is part of a process of gaining better knowledge and higher marks in the future. So this way, students stop hiding from challenges. Instead, they seek challenges. And that is a sure indication of increased motivation to improve their English level. So, what materials to use or what textbooks to use? Most probably the ones that develop critical thinking skills, life skills, or resilience to mistakes and failure. And I could add many more things here. So, my idea is Gateway materials are full of tasks for developing critical thinking skills when students are asked to express their opinion, to support their opinion with arguments. They are taught to, for example, give a constructive feedback or react to a conflict, or how to give a speech, how to give a pitch if you want to run your own business. And those tasks that appear in those textbooks, they offer a chance just to to help our students understand that sometimes there is no right or wrong answer. Sometimes their own opinion and answer is the right one if they can give some arguments to support their opinion. So this is what I do, and I have been using Gateway for 4 years as my main textbook, I would say. Now I am using it as some kind of extra practice, well, because I changed schools and there's a kind of policy, but still, that is a chest of treasures, I would say, full of different activities and tasks. So now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to fill lessons with pleasure, because what you learn with pleasure, you will never forget. So, first things first, I am obsessed with quotes, and my students know that each new week we start with a new quote. So here I have 4 quotes, but usually I used to have 2 of them in the quote corner, which is called Quotes of the Week. And each new week with a different class, I start my activities by just discussing the quotes, picking one of the quotes, giving your opinion, saying whether you agree or not, maybe giving some real-life examples or sharing your experience on that specific one. So when we had the chance to teach at school, so usually my students had to pick 1 quote out of 2. Then I used to give 1 minute just to think about it. And then I would ask them to stand up and start mingling in the classroom, finding someone who is not sitting next to you and talk about the quote you have chosen and about the quote your partner has chosen. And then, let's say in 2 or 3 minutes, I asked some of them to share their opinions if it was appropriate. And usually what happened or what used to happen was that I asked them to express their partner's opinion and give their partner's examples. So this fostered some kind of mutual support and understanding. So it showed that they could trust each other while sharing those real-life examples with their partners. So here are 4 quotes, and you can see also 2 quotes put together, and they were used 2 weeks ago, I suppose, when we had a Zoom lesson or a Teams lesson. So that is an example of online teaching and using those quotes online. So there is no difference. You can use them in any way you like. Just be creative. And most probably you would like to ask if my students like this activity. Well, at first they get a little bit frustrated, or they feel a little bit anxious about how to start, what to say, I don't know the word, but then they get used to it. And look what I have here. I would like to share just a message from one of my students from last year. I wrote, "Hope you are doing great," and she said, "Could be better. I never thought I would miss Monday quotes that much." And you see that it was a group, a message in a group, so some people even liked it, right? So this shows that they also miss those Monday quotes. So it becomes a habit, just sharing something good and nice and positive. Now, the next tip would be creative. For example, here I have a poster on my classroom door. Every class is different. Every learner is unique. Nothing special, you would say, but this way I show my attitude towards my students. I show them that I believe in their uniqueness, I believe in their strengths, and I believe that they can move on and improve. One more thing that I tried, it was an idea taken from the Big Life Journal. So that is something I did last year with my students. Again, I put this poster on the classroom door from the outside, so they could come anytime and leave their signature somewhere. And I invited them to participate in an act of kindness. So you can see that it is full of good things, good deeds, right? You can do to other people. You can make someone laugh, or you can invite a new friend to play, or you can fill a box of toys or clothes to donate and give someone a compliment. So this is something that motivates them, which is not a classroom activity, but still they are involved and well, encouraged to do something good and kind. Now, get students involved and aware. What do I mean here? I use the LinkedIn account, and whenever I get some kind of daily rundown, all the things that are happening in the world on that day. For example, here is from Friday, November the 13th. So it is full of nice articles and really worth reading articles. So I share some of the articles, the ones I find useful and interesting. For example, this one, where is the most talented workforce? It's interesting, isn't it? So something about companies seeking to attract and retain talent should look to Europe. And of course, students get curious. They want to find out which countries can boast such talented workforce. And this is what I do. I have some messenger groups, and here I share this, where is the most talented workforce? And you can see that they reacted, so which means that they enjoyed reading and finding out. And here, sometimes sending those articles or sharing the links might even provoke some kind of discussion. Which is not my aim, in fact, but I am quite happy to see this happening. For example, airports use dogs to sniff out virus, and they started discussing, but dogs can get COVID as well. Or is it possible though? So my suggestion was read the article. So that is a kind of communication, and I love it, really, I love it. It's not in the classroom, so something that happens later on. Then, what else can we do? We can foster students' curiosity, make them wonder, make them ask questions about the world, about what is surrounding them. And here goes a wonderful website, which is a chest of treasure, and I will show why. So it is called Wonderopolis, and here, each new day, we have a question and a discussion or some articles that follow that question. So we can just simply go and read some kind of question, but we can also search. For example, this is my question. Why does a strawberry have seeds on the outside? Okay, so, and I will search. Look at that. So I have a great material here, and we can go deeper. So let me show you some settings and features of this Wonderopolis. You can show this to your students, you can do the listening activity. So let's look at that. I hope it will work. Okay, so here is the text, and you can listen to it.
Why does a strawberry have seeds on the outside? Have you ever wondered?
Okay, so you can change the voice settings. For example, if you don't want to listen to a female speaking, you can change.
Wondered. Why does a strawberry have seeds on the outside?
Yes. You can also decide on the voice speed depending on the level of knowledge of your students, right? So I can just make it sound
Outside. Why do we call them strawberries? Are strawberries really berries?
that,
We have some very troubling news.
right? Okay, so then we can look through some reading preferences. So your students see this text on the screen, and you can, for example, focus on one line, on 3 lines, or you can even translate some words, and you can choose a language. So I will choose Lithuanian. You can choose by word, to translate by word or the whole document. So for example, berry, and I can see the translation, strawberries as well. So that is the choice. So we can also look through some grammar options. We can choose to show the words separated into syllables or not. We can also choose different colors for different parts of speech, for example, nouns, and I can change the color if I wish, or if we focus on adjectives as well, and we can even show labels here. So adjective, noun, and so on and so forth. We can also work with the text size, make it bigger or smaller. We can increase spacing or not. We can change the font, and we can change the themes, the background, whatever we want to do here. Now, I will get back, and when we analyze everything, when we read the article, so we have some wonder words taken or picked from the article. We can take the wonder word challenge, and we can test our knowledge. So something about people. Then we will go to question number 2. Strawberry is a close relative to which flower? I don't know, for example. Oops. And then I will move on to the next question. And we can also print or save this one as a PDF document and share with our students, for example. That is correct. Okay, so I am shown the quiz results and I will execute. So one more feature which is great, that you can share the link on Teams. If you have this platform and if you use it, you can share it on Facebook, on Twitter, Gmail, Messenger. Just decide where to share with your students. So let's get back. After we have fostered students' curiosity, so maybe we should do some writing. So writing letters. Well, it's not a secret that some students hate writing letters, and here is what I did. I would like to thank my colleagues from Šiauliai Didžtvaris Gymnasium who suggested using this technique, and I tried and it worked, so thank you so much. So writing letters, but writing letters at the end of the school year and writing letters to your classroom, to your room you are working in. So students write a letter saying, "Dear room," and the number. And look at that, I'm writing to reflect on my time spent in here. So this year was quite challenging. You were not a part of the reason why. It's pleasant, isn't it? Contrary to that, room 219 was less intimidating, and so on and so forth. And at the same time, students are not afraid to express their opinion about teaching materials, about atmosphere, about the teacher, I would say. Let me show you some more letters or excerpts from the letters. So some students decided that they would like to thank this classroom, right? And they say that they grow and become better as a person in general, which is one of my aims. Not to focus on the language teaching only, but to grow them as personalities as well. So here, look at this one. I earned confidence. Isn't that great? And of course, a lot of joy. Perfect. What else does a teacher need? Then what about some wish to grow as a person and learning from mistakes? So the grades I got were not, well, as good as I wanted, but I know what I need to do to get good grades. Wonderful. Now, TED Talks. So I suppose that each teacher is fond of using TED Talks in their classrooms. And especially us, teachers of English. That's a wonderful way to use authentic materials, right? But yes, I have been using TED Talks for many years, and then somehow I heard about the possibility of subtitling them and getting part of all this process. So here is what I have. I just want to boast a little bit because I am so proud of my students. So this is one of the TED Talks we have subtitled. So you can see Lithuanian translation by, well, me, because I was leading the team of those translators, my second formers, my second gymnasium graders. So here is the video, and I just want...
So when I was a little girl, a book sat on the coffee table in our living room, just steps from our front door. And the living room is a first impression. Ours had white carpet and a curio of my mother's most treasured collectibles. Okay, so now how to do it, how to start doing it. It's not that difficult. So yes, look, they are so happy. Yes, and yesterday I asked if I could use their photo and show it to the audience. They said, yes, yes, do it. We are so happy. And we have done 5 videos. So sleep is your superpower, then how to build your confidence, the one you just saw, digital human, and bacteria that eat plastic, and my identity. So how to start subtitling? It's not difficult. You just have to visit the Amara page, amara.org, and Amara makes video globally accessible with captions and translations. And this is a project of a Participatory Culture Foundation. It's a nonprofit. So it was designed with 3 audiences in mind, and especially those people who cannot hear well or cannot hear at all, or they don't understand the language. So the content itself in TED Talks is really valuable. It can enrich lives. And to those who cannot hear or who don't know the language, it is not possible to listen and to find out something new.
So reaching more people and spreading the word is the initial goal of amara.org project. So we think that we did a great job and students felt the same. So they were so proud to help more people reach that content that was hidden in those TED Talks. Okay, so now let me introduce one more tool. A tool for creating interactive quizzes, gap-fill quizzes for any subtitled YouTube video. And it is called Tube Quizid. Have you ever heard of that? It was quite new for me. I heard about it this summer. And I found out that Tube Quizid was created by a teacher of English and her husband. So they worked together to create this platform. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of using authentic YouTube videos or authentic videos? So if I asked you to think for some seconds, most probably you would say that one of the advantages could be that those videos help prepare learners for the real world of communication and guide learners toward the language they need for their particular context, or motivate learners just to communicate because they help make communication real. And together with advantages go some disadvantages. Students say that it's difficult for them to understand those authentic videos, authentic texts, difficult to hear short forms, and sometimes those videos give culturally biased information. Now let me refer to a metaphor, botanic metaphor, because I would like to talk a little bit or to focus a little bit on the speech in those authentic videos and the speech in general. So the greenhouse, the garden, the jungle. So that is a metaphor by Richard Caldwell, and it has proved popular with teachers and students, and I will give you a short description or some kind of explanation about how this metaphor can be used in the classroom. So the greenhouse, what about it? So the greenhouse style of speech, so that is about a very clear speech where every word is pronounced separately. And in the greenhouse, words have sound shapes which are treated as if they are isolated plants, each one separate and each in its own flower pot at a safe distance from any other plant or flower. No touching, no overlapping, nothing. And we don't have such speech in real life, but we can come across it in some textbooks when we are teaching students. So the garden style of speech. So in the garden, words come into gentle contact with each other. That is ordinary, connected speech. I suppose that it can be compared to flowers and plants which have been carefully positioned in a flower bed so that they are pleasing on the eye and well, they sway beautifully in the breeze. And what about the jungle? So that is some kind of unprepared, authentic speech with incomplete sentences, with repetition, hesitation, and that is what native language is. And the most complicated type of speech, and the most difficult for students to understand. So different problems with understanding occur not because students lack vocabulary or general content knowledge. Rather, those misunderstandings and problems occur because learners don't know how those known or familiar words sound when they are put together in connected speech. And a researcher, John Field, he did an interesting study with the function words, because these function words, they are unstressed words in a sentence. For example, auxiliary verbs or articles, prepositions, pronouns, conjunctions, particles, and others. And those function words, well, in fact, they are very important. They signal the grammar of the sentence, but because they are unstressed, they can be extremely difficult for students to hear in that connected speech. Some listening tasks that are given in our textbooks, they rather test, they test rather than teach listening skills. So I have mentioned some study with function words. So John Field found that second language listeners identified function words significantly less accurately than content words. And even among high-level learners, those function words were likely to be missed or only approximately matched. So it is important to train students to recognize not only content words, but functors as well. And now I will explain how Tube Quizlet can help us solve those problems. So Tube Quizlet, a wonderful thing to be used in our classrooms. So why is Tube Quizlet good? Why is it beneficial? So it helps to find certain videos which contain specific examples of a particular grammar structure or some, let's say, real life pronunciation. And if we open the first tab, quiz collection, then we can scroll down and we can see different videos and quizzes given, right? So I can, for teachers' convenience, so these quizzes are grouped according to categories. You can see level, type, category, variety, right? And for example, if I choose grammar for listeners, entertainment, so I can see different videos here with quizzes given. So let me show you one example with this one. So if you go here, what is important and so good that Tube Quizlet is free of charge, you don't have to pay, and you don't have to log in. You can find those quizzes easily, instantly, quickly. So let's look at this one. So each line of the quiz, so we can see the quiz here. So each line is clickable, which means that I can click on this one.
You, I saw pictures of you with broken arms and things. What happened?
So you can see only one line, and this appeared in this video. So you can do the quiz, you can check the answers, and you can see the score here. The final score will be given. You can, how to share this with your students, so you can send a link, or you can even edit the quiz, or you can print out the quiz by pressing Control plus P, that key combination, and then look, the quiz will appear. You see the quiz with some gaps, so it is here. All right, so now I would like to get back to my slide. Oh. Okay, so when we create a quiz, we can also edit the quiz, and I will show you how. So you can, for example, trim the video, which is quite useful. If it is too long for you, so most probably you can choose the duration, 3 minutes. You can press on search, and the video is shorter and the quiz is shorter as well. So I would like to continue, but I see that it would be better for me to finish quicker, am I right? So I am not going deeper then, because I have some tips to share with you. So you can also train with your video. So you can find a video on YouTube, but the video has to be with subtitles. So if it's not with subtitles, this will not work. So maybe I could show very quickly how to find the video quickly. Okay, so I have something in my slides here. So how to find subtitled videos. So you go to www.youtube.com, and then you add in the search box, you can add a comma, CC, and then you will find your video. For example, I will go there quickly. Okay, so YouTube. Okay. So if I want to do this, so YouTube. And for example, I want to find something on, well, globalization. Globalization, don't forget to put a comma, CC, and then we will be provided with all the videos with subtitles, and then we open the video, right? And if we press on those 3 dots in the bottom right corner, we can check whether we are satisfied with the subtitles in English, and then we can copy this URL and use it here. And press on create quizzes, and here we are, different quizzes using the same video, and the number of items is given, and the focus topic is given. So, okay, so I will stop here talking about Tube Quizlet, which can be easily used in the classroom, at home, as a kind of extra activity and other things. All right, so now I would like to continue with some tips very, very quickly. Some daily habits that will make you happy and successful. I will do it quickly in some seconds, okay? So, the first one is plan ahead. So why is it so important? In today's fast-paced life, not many people plan ahead, which is a key to success, and start doing it. Then number 2 is visualize your success. Don't just plan ahead, visualize your success and victory to remain focused. Then go where the action is. Don't shy away from challenges, and challenges give you the opportunity to apply yourself, learn, be part of something wonderful that might make a difference. Number 4 is trust your abilities. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, as well as different creativity levels, and truly happy and successful people understand their weak points as well as their strong ones. So show trust and confidence in yourself and your abilities daily by boldly tackling what needs to be done. Then work hard. So you know that the fruits of hard labor are the sweetest, and work harder than everyone else. Give it your best shot each day, and success will come to you eventually. Then when you finish work, especially now when we work in our home offices, so don't forget to close all the tabs in your head as well. Go home. So number 6 is get enough sleep and exercise daily. So your body needs sleep not only for relaxation, rest, but also to prevent some kind of sleep disorders like daytime sleepiness that can severely interfere with your ability to perform daily activities. And exercise is not only good for your heart and your physical fitness, but also for pumping some more oxygen to the brain and improving your brain power. Then read every day. So reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. Don't forget that. Then spend quality time with loved ones. So quality time is giving someone your undivided attention. Listen, talk to each other, and you will even strengthen the bond. Number 10 is show kindness to other people. So what do I mean by that? About 99% of all the people outside are complete strangers, but believe me, they are good and decent people. So why not to say hello to someone on the elevator or on the street? So that might make their day. And the last one is forgive someone new each day. Don't hold grudges, and just think about it and forget. If you don't have anyone new each day to forgive, just forgive yourself for anything you did or did not do before you go to bed every day. So I had some activity for you, but most probably if the slides will be shared with you, so you will get it. Something about I am enough, how to be strong, and what things to repeat to yourself every day. Here are the answers. So you can see that only you are responsible. You like yourself and other people will like you. You love yourself and other people will love you. You praise yourself and other people will praise you. Don't forget that. And last thing is, are you happy? There are 2 different answers. Yes, no. If you are not happy, do you want to be happy? Some people would like to be happy, some not. If you want to be happy, you have to change something. If you are not happy, you don't want to be happy, then keep doing whatever you are doing. And if you are happy, also keep doing whatever you are doing. And just some final photos and my final wish. Just be yourself, be you, And I have a wonderful short 1-minute poem here. I would like you to listen. That is my final wish. To you, trust yourself, and everything will be fine.
Be by Ms. Moem. Be brilliant, be funny, be adventurous, be exciting, be confident, be inquisitive, be warm, be inviting, be happy, be grateful, be willing, be brave, be bold, be inspiring, be remarkable, but behave. Be nice and be giving, be sensitive, be caring, be proud and be honourable, be open, be sharing, be smart and be curious, be trustworthy, be cool, be wise, be ambitious, and be nobody's fool. Be calm, be determined, be eloquent, be measured, be knowledgeable, be humble, be gracious, be pleasured, be marvellous, be accepting, be empathetic, be true, be thoughtful, be faithful, be awesome, be you.
Okay, so I suppose that is it. That is something I wanted to share with you today. And thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. And I will be more than happy if at least one idea will be used, or if at least you smile today. So thank you for your attention, and thank you, Ignas, and all my colleagues for being here together. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristina. Thank you.